Let's welcome Laura. She is the Director of Engineering Department in University of Dayton. Welcome to the podcast at OneSource, Laura.
Thank you so much for having me today.
You're most welcome. So, my first question to you would be like, what are the majors and minors that can be combined, which can work beautifully for Indian students to carve a niche in the job market?
Wonderful. So I'll start with our graduate programs at the University of Dayton. We're ranked number 52 by US News for our graduate program. So very well-known programs.
Wow, 52.
Yes. Our most popular programs with our students from India first are our engineering management program, which you can think of kind of like an MBA for engineers. So still using your technical skills combined with business knowledge. So if you have an interest in engineering and business, our engineering management program is great.
That's STEM designated.
That is STEM. All of our programs are STEM designated. Absolutely.
Okay.
So about close to 35% of our students in that graduate program are from India. So very popular program.
Okay, that's nice. That's good to hear.
Another popular program at the graduate level is our civil engineering master's program with a focus in construction engineering. We have an amazing construction engineering faculty member who has over 30 years of industry experience working in the construction field that really enriches the education of our students. And about 25% of our graduate students in our civil engineering program are from India as well.
Okay.
And
that's comforting.
Yes, it is. And our next most popular program would be our electrical and computer engineering program, specifically our computer engineering major. So a lot of students are interested in computer science, and particularly if you have an interest in an engineering background, computer engineering is a great way to combine computer science and electrical engineering. So still get
in India, we have it as a separate domain. So we have computer engineering as a computer science, and then we have electrical and electronic or instrumentation, and these are two separate degrees. So are they combined at the undergraduate level, or is it a postgraduate?
So both. So at the master's level, half of our courses in our computer engineering program are taught through our computer science faculty, half are taught through our engineering faculty. So it's a really great way to get both the hardware application side from engineering and the software language AI side from computer science and combine that into one degree.
Right.
And about also 25% of our students at the graduate level are from India. In that program as well. So very popular programs.
So how does our computer engineering graduate students post doing their computer engineering, what kind of jobs they get into, what kind of designations or what kind of field they get into?
Yeah, absolutely. So before we talk about those placements, I'd like to share that we have our own dedicated engineering co-op and internship office that supplements the work that our amazing career services office does at the university. So our engineering co-op and internship office, we have one specific person in that office who works with our international students to help connect students with engineering companies that are hiring our international students. So she has relationships with hundreds of companies that are looking for our students. So some examples of companies that our students are going to work at. So Intel, IBM, Tesla, really large companies.
All big names.
All big names. Within the Dayton area specifically, we have students working at Honda. We have students working at construction companies. We mentioned the construction engineering field is interesting. So lots of opportunities to stay in Dayton and the Midwest. Dayton is in a great location. We have a wonderful cost of living. Families are very happy there, and it's a wonderful STEM-based technological environment. So we're becoming a STEM hub in the Midwest. Lots of investment by companies, lots of opportunities for students. So you can stay in Dayton or you can move anywhere in the United States. We have current students on OPT from coast to coast, California to New York and Ohio, right there in the heart of the United States. So all over.
Oh, amazing. So that we can also say it's a new kind of a Silicon Valley for engineers that's coming up in Ohio?
Yeah, we're tech hub, lots of investments. In fact, Intel right now has a $20 billion facility going in just down the road from us. So semiconductor manufacturing, lots of opportunities for all of our engineering and other STEM-based majors.
It's huge. That's huge. So $20 billion facility brings in a lot of jobs.
It does, and we need students to fill it.
And like Lara said that there are more jobs and less people to take away.
Yes, yes.
So, Laura, what are the key admission requirements for undergrad and postgrad admissions?
Sure. So for our undergraduate students, we're looking for 55 to 60%, and ideally an IELTS of about
6. I guess that's the bare minimum.
Yes,
that's
6 for the undergraduate, 6.5 for our master's level students.
All right. And do we have to give GRE for a postgrad, or a SAT exam, or ACT for an undergrad program?
No, you don't. In fact, that is for all of our programs across the university. So whether you're in engineering or any other programs, we don't require the SAT. And for all of our graduate programs, we don't require the GRE, GMAT.
So that's a good news in itself, because a lot of students are scared that they have not given SAT, or they will not get into a prestigious university. But we are sitting with University of Dayton, ranked 52nd in the US, and they don't require SAT, they don't require ACT, they don't require GRE. All that they require is a decent CGPA, because they believe that once the student is on campus, they are going to bring out all those skills that are necessary to get you placed. That's a very intriguing thing, that a lot of students are intimidated by the SAT and GRE prep, and they keep giving it twice or thrice, just to get a decent score. But getting into top 50, close to 50 universities it's not really that difficult.
Yes, absolutely. And the students that we get coming to us from India are very highly qualified. And so we love having you in our academic environment. And we work with you very hands-on, as you suggested, to make sure that you're prepared for finding your CPT placements, OPT placements, post-graduation success. We have top-notch faculty. Our faculty are going to get to know the students. So we have very small class sizes too. So at the undergraduate level, your average class size is going to be about 24 students. Your faculty are going to know you personally. They're going to know your name. They're going to want to know about you, want to know what areas you're interested in working, help connect you to their connections. So very welcoming environment for our students. And at the graduate level, your courses will be anywhere from about 6 to 35 students per class.
That's like, what is the student faculty ratio?
Yeah, it's about 17 to 1.
That's wonderful. So one interesting fact that I would like to tell you is, when you are doing your high school and you complete, and then you get into CUET, which is in Commons Entrance Exam, then you give some private colleges exam like BITSAT or SRMJEE. So you give 10 exams to get into one good college, which is not even listed in the top 500 in the QS ranking of the world. And here you are sitting here, just get a decent percentage on your high school or in your undergrad degree, and you land up into 52nd ranked university in the US. So isn't that commendable?
Yes, it is. And we like to say we're the hidden gem. And so we have a great program. Our students are very happy. In fact, we're ranked top 25 by Princeton Review for happiest students on our campus.
Happiest student. That's what matters, because a lot of Indian parents are concerned to send their students abroad for, because according to them, of course, they are very young, and whether they will be able to negotiate the new culture, whether they will be able to accommodate themselves, whether the safety will be there. Breaking all these myths for you is that everything is taken care of. All that you have to do is score decent in your high school, in your undergraduate degree, and land up into the top 100 universities in the world, and get a practical degree that will hold some meaning post-graduation, land you up into a promising job, give you a head start in your career, which I believe, like in India, students going to a good engineering college, a decent engineering college with lesser investment. But if you look at the ROI, that's the factor where, the return on investment is also proportional. So they end up spending like 5 or 10 lakhs on your undergrad degree, and then they get the package of 5 to 10 lakhs.
Yes.
While we are investing here, of course, there is an investment at University of Dayton, but what would be the average salary that an undergraduate student can expect and a postgraduate student can expect?
Sure. So in the School of Engineering, our average starting salary is about 73,000 US dollars.
Okay.
And we have great placement rates at the undergraduate level. So 98% of our students find employment or graduate schools within 6 months of graduation.
Wow.
And that's data from our Career Services office. You can go right online and you can take a look at that on our University of Dayton Career Services webpage. And you can even delve down deeper into major by major and see the salaries major by major and examples of companies that students are being placed at. So that is wonderful information to have. In addition, we have students going on to graduate programs at very reputable colleges. So Columbia, Northeastern, Notre Dame, MIT. So students being placed in very great graduate schools. Or you can choose to stay at the University of Dayton for your graduate program as well. We have a 5-year bachelor's plus master's program. So if you'd like to stay with us and complete your master's degree with 1 additional year, you can do that as well. On the graduate side, we have about 85% placement within 6 months after graduation with an average starting salary of closer to $80,000.
85% placement. So you just have to compare to the Indian colleges wherever you are heading to. Just compare the placements. See whether it is 8%, whether it is 10, whether it is 15%, whether it's 20%, but it's not going to exceed that. And that's the ground reality. So that's amazing, 85% placement. And look at the ROI, the return on investment. It is $70,000 average salary. Just consider a 3-year OPT, you have recovered your undergrad. Your undergrad degree was for free. That makes sense, right?
It does make sense.
Right. So University of Dayton, especially the engineering department, how do you see its contribution towards the emerging technologies such as renewable energy, construction engineering, or computer science? How are we foresee the future and how we contribute to these technologies that are upcoming?
Yes, absolutely. So we are an R1 research institution, which means that we have very high levels of research productivity among our faculty and our researchers at our research institute. Our students have access to those faculty, as I mentioned, with our low student to faculty ratio. So great access to those faculty. We have AI incorporated into our core curriculum, especially with our computer engineering major and our engineering management majors as well. And so everything from AI, machine learning, big data, all of that is core into the curriculum that we have. And so there's research labs in those areas as well. So you also mentioned renewable energy. At our undergraduate level, we have a minor or a concentration in renewable and clean energy as well. So lots of great ways to specialize your degree in all of these emerging areas.
Okay. One more fact that probably, the students in India, they don't understand what is credit system. Can you enlighten us on the credits that are required at an undergrad level? What are the credits and what credits are required at postgraduate level?
Sure. So we'll start with the undergraduate level. So our students will be required to complete approximately 120 credit hours for each of our engineering programs.
Okay.
One course is typically about 3 credit hours.
Okay.
And sometimes a lab will be like 1 or 2 credit hours.
Right.
Those will be accomplished over 8 academic semesters, right? So fall and spring for 4 years.
Correct.
On average, our students will take about 15 to 16 credit hours per semester. So that would be about 5 to 6 classes per semester is what you could expect to take.
Right.
And so that would be at the undergraduate level.
Right.
At the PG level, you're going to be taking 31 credit hours. And that works into 11 courses that you're going to take. 10 of the courses will be 3 credit hours each and 1 credit hour course. And you'll do that over the course of 2 years. So approximately 15 to 16 credit hours per academic year.
Okay, great. And would you like to enlighten students on what is engineering management and who should pursue an engineering management and what kind of jobs they are looking after that?
Sure, absolutely. So who should pursue an engineering management degree would be anyone with an engineering or STEM-based undergraduate degree.
Mhm.
Why would you pursue it? If you're interested in the interface of business and engineering, it's a wonderful major. So that leads to what is engineering management. It allows you to use your technical skills and knowledge in business applications.
Right.
Typically, our students will go on to work for some type of engineering or technical STEM-based company. You need to have an understanding of the technical processes that are happening there in order to do functions like business development, technical sales, advertising, and you need to be able to understand the technical aspects to work with the clients in the business applications. And it's all things about like also supply chain optimization,
Right.
and really focusing on business applications using your technical skills.
Right. Laura, where do you see supply chain management heading in next 10 years?
Sure, in the next 10 years. So AI will definitely have a contribution to the advances within
But
supply chain
will it
management.
also cause threat to the job opportunities or people who are working in the supply chain?
That's a great question. We're always going to need engineers
Right.
to ensure that things are progressing the way that they should, right? We can't allow AI to just completely think by itself without having engineers in place to keep things in check, right? And so those jobs will, in my opinion, will still be there in the future, and we're still seeing high demand for students graduating from those programs.
And what do you recommend in terms of skill augmentation? What students who are graduating or undergraduating at Dayton, what kind of skill augmentation they're looking at?
Yes, so students that are in our current programs are obviously looking for things related to AI, machine learning, and big data. And
Right.
so our faculty are incorporating all of those into their courses. We also offer for people that have already graduated from our programs or in industry, different certificates that you can come back and get in supply chain management or other areas to keep your upskill going.
Great. What do you recommend to civil engineers in terms of pursuing a course at Dayton? Why construction engineering?
Yeah, so construction engineering is a booming field. There's a lot of aging infrastructure, both in the United States and in India, that are always going to need construction engineers to help with that field. The great thing about our program is the degree will be in civil engineering with a focus in construction. So you're still going to get the core engineering curriculum through structural engineering, geotechnical engineering, all of that, along with the best practices and cutting edge construction engineering methodologies. So you get a really great technical and application based degree through that program.
Okay. Something little out of context in terms of engineering department, but I would like students to know what are the housing expenses in Ohio compared to what is it in New York and Boston.
Sure. State of Ohio, you can get an apartment easily for around $600, $700 a month range for a new graduate. For a family, probably around $1,500 a month. And so it's very reasonable cost of living compared with $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 and more.
Oh, so that's going to be twice as much in the other cities?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Do we also talk about the affordability of the tuition fees at Dayton compared to the other universities?
Yes, so our graduate programs have very affordable tuition rates. So the tuition in itself is going to be around $32,000 to $33,000 for 2 years. So you can complete your entire degree in master's level for that cost. There are some additional fees with some health insurance, and we do require 1 semester of housing on campus for our graduate students. We want you to have a soft landing onto our campus environment.
Of course, it's recommended because being an international student myself, I have witnessed that a lot of students were staying off campus while I was on campus. I saw the difference. They were completely shut off once they leave the campus. They were not knowing what exactly is happening on the campus, what events are being organized, what clubs are doing. But here I was like participating in each and every event, and it really helped me to participate in the clubs and the associations that are on campus. coming to that, like what kinds of clubs and associations we have in the engineering department?
Yes, and I couldn't agree with you more. We want our students to be involved and engaged. And so at the university, we have over 250 clubs and organizations. Specifically within the School of Engineering, each academic discipline has their own society. So for example, civil engineers have the American Society of Civil Engineers.
Okay.
And so really important to get engaged with those because not only are they active on campus, but we have local professional chapters that our student chapters engage with. So you're meeting professionals working in those engineering environments. So it's a great networking opportunity. And particularly with our international students, it's important to network with U.S. professionals and employers and get them to know who you are and talk about your interests. And that's really key to helping with the search process. We also have a very active Society of Asian Scientists and Engineers on campus. Mm-hmm. And we take those students each year to the national conferences, very big career fairs, great opportunities to present your research and to learn from others.
Beautiful. So coming back to the affordability factor, students in India, when they're going to a private university, which is known, they are anyways going to spend to the tune of 15 to 20 lakhs, and then they get a package of around 5 to 10 lakh on an average, right? And we're just going to spend 30 lakhs on a graduate program, a master's program, 30 lakhs. And the average mean salary that you quoted was around 80 to
close to
85,000 USD. So I think that that's a huge difference in terms of ROI, and the University of Dayton being 52nd ranked, it's much more affordable compared to those universities which are ranked close to Dayton. And the tuition fees for 1 year is close to $35,000.
Yes, we're very affordable at the graduate level with a quality education.
So knowing all of that, I would strongly urge that it's an affordable university, well placed in the market. It's affordable in terms of living expenses and housing, and great career opportunities, good job placements, more than 200 companies that are partnered with Dayton, lot of CPTs and OPT options, internship options. I would definitely recommend to brag this opportunity, and thank you, Laura, to making time for this podcast, and it was a great insight from you.
I appreciate your time, and at the University of Dayton, again, we love to have our students on campus, and students from India are very welcome and bring a lot of vibrancy to our campus. So thank you for having me today.
Good to know that. Thank you. Thank you.